and just globally, do you have a sense of, like, sorry, I'm not trying to give you an ego here, but like if you look at the numbers on YouTube for like the pre-tournament press conferences, how much people watch some of yours, is that like...
Breaking, the Alex Eala doping scandal that shocked tennis. Coach demands test after impossible comeback, full story revealed. Welcome back to Court Vision Media, the ultimate destination for the most unfiltered, shocking, and jaw-dropping tennis news that mainstream outlets often hesitate to cover. If you thought the WTA Tour had shown you everything it could, think again, because what just unfolded in Abu Dhabi was far more than a tennis match. This was a full-blown scandal, a storm of controversy so intense it left officials scrambling, coaches fuming, and an entire nation holding its breath. Today, we're diving into a story with everything: a miraculous comeback, allegations of cheating, emergency meetings behind closed doors, and test results that left the tennis world absolutely stunned. Make sure to subscribe now, because you don't want to miss a single detail. At the center of this storm is Alex Eala, the 20-year-old Filipino sensation who has been lighting up the tennis world all season. Her opponent, Alexandra Sasnovich, a battle-hardened Belarusian veteran, expected a routine victory. But what happened after their second-round showdown at the prestigious Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open changed everything. Imagine a furious coaching staff storming the tournament referee's office, demanding an immediate doping test because what they had just witnessed seemed impossible. They claimed Eala's performance was so extraordinary, so superhuman, that it simply could not be natural. And then came the results, clean, undeniable, and explosive, leaving accusers stunned and the global tennis community in shock. You've seen comebacks before. You've seen players dig deep and defy the odds. But have you ever seen one so physically astounding that the opposing team outright refused to believe it was natural? That's exactly what happened here. This wasn't clickbait. This wasn't exaggeration. It was real, unfolding in the corridors and back rooms of Zayed Sports City, away from cameras, away from cheering fans, and a drama that rivaled anything Hollywood could script. Subscribe so you don't miss our full breakdown. Let's go deep. We examine every single moment of the match that ignited this firestorm, the instant of the so-called suspicious surge, the heated confrontation backstage, and the explosive test results that arrived just hours before the quarterfinals. We also cover Eala's follow-up match against the powerful Ekaterina Alexandrova, exploring whether the young Filipino star was too emotionally drained by accusations to compete at her best. Did defending her integrity take a toll no amount of physical training could prepare her for? We answer all this and more. The 2026 Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open is not a minor event. A WTA 500 tournament with prize money in the millions and ranking points that can make or break a player's season. The draw was stacked with talent, former Grand Slam champions, top 10 mainstays, and hungry young prospects all vying for supremacy on the hard courts of the UAE. Names like Elena Rybakina and Daria Kasatkina headlined the event, making it one of the most competitive early-season tournaments on the calendar. And then there's Alex Eala. At 20, she is no longer whispered about as a promising junior. She is a legitimate contender, capable of defeating top 50 opponents on any given day. Her game blends speed, precision, and unwavering mental strength, earning her millions of fans across Asia and beyond. Every time she steps on court, she carries the hopes of an entire nation, and she handles that pressure with remarkable composure. Her second-round opponent, Sasnovich, is a seasoned veteran with over a decade on tour. She knows every trick to dismantle less experienced players, combining heavy ground strokes with excellent positioning and a relentless grind. When the match began, she quickly imposed her will. Eala struggled in the first set, losing 6-2, moving awkwardly, and appearing mentally checked out. It looked like a routine demolition of a rising star by a seasoned pro. Then came the second set. Eala found her rhythm. She began reading Sasnovich's patterns, anticipating shots, and using the crowd's energy to elevate her game. The Filipino fans were legendary, chanting, waving flags, and creating an atmosphere that lifted Eala to new heights. She clawed her way back, breaking serve, consolidating, and winning the set 6-4. The momentum had swung, and the crowd erupted. The third set, however, began catastrophically. Sasnovich raced to a 4-0 lead. Statistics suggested Eala's chances were nearly zero. But then, the impossible happened. Eala transformed. Fatigue vanished. Her footwork sharpened. Her ground strokes exploded. She moved with energy that seemed otherworldly. 4-1. 4-2. 4-3. Every point she played seemed faster, more precise, more unstoppable. The Filipino fans roared. The stadium shook. One pivotal point sealed the controversy. Sasnovich executed a perfect drop shot, seemingly unreachable. Eala sprinted, slid into position, and returned the ball down the line with impossible accuracy. The crowd went ballistic. But in the Sasnovich player box, disbelief turned to suspicion. Coaches exchanged tense glances. Witnesses would later describe the look as a mixture of shock and doubt. This moment would form the basis of the explosive complaint filed immediately after the match. Eala held her nerve, forced a third-set tiebreaker, saved match point, and completed one of the most miraculous comebacks of the season, collapsing to her knees in triumph. The stadium erupted. Fans hugged strangers, waved Philippine flags, and celebrated a victory for the ages. Yet behind the scenes, the storm was just beginning. Sasnovich's camp demanded an immediate doping test, an unprecedented step in reaction to what they believed was an impossible performance. For Eala, the test was a moment of immense pressure and public scrutiny. A 20-year-old, in the middle of her career-defining run, was forced to prove her integrity in real time. The results were absolute, clean. No substances. No anomalies. But the psychological and emotional weight lingered. Returning to play against Ekaterina Alexandrova, Eala was physically and emotionally drained. Her loss wasn't a collapse of skill, it was the cost of defending her very existence on the court. This incident revealed uncomfortable truths about tennis. Excellence is celebrated until it challenges unspoken biases. Young stars from traditional powerhouses are applauded when they surge. Stars from emerging nations are examined and doubted. Eala didn't just represent herself, she represented possibility, visibility, and proof that talent doesn't need permission to exist. Through it all, she remained composed. No outbursts, no accusations, just resilience. And that's why Court Vision Media exists, to tell the stories the mainstream won't, to celebrate talent that shocks, and to expose the hidden drama behind every headline. Make sure you subscribe to our channel because this is the story everyone is talking about, the story of Eala, a rising star who defied belief, survived suspicion, and reminded the world what real strength looks like.
15 love.